Welcome to all. Myself Dr. Neha Desai, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry, RBNB College, Sri Rampur. So in the last lecture, we have started with the CHI 130 section 2, that is hydrogen and its compound. So in that we have discussed about the different chemistry related to the hydrogen and what are the different properties of hydrogen, such as physical properties as well as chemical properties. And now the main topic from the syllabus is the hydrides. So if you see the classification of hydrides, the hydrides, they are classified on the basis of two. One, they are classified as the first one, that is saline hydrides, saline hydrides, which are also known as the salt-like hydrides. Then the second one is the covalent hydrides, or which are also known as the molecular hydrides. Then third one is the metallic hydride and the fourth one is the polymeric hydride. And the fifth one is the interstitial hydrides. So saline hydrides, covalent hydrides, metallic hydrides, polymeric hydride and interstitial hydrides, this is the main classification of the hydride compound. Now we will start with the first one, that is saline hydrides. So saline hydrides or the salt-like hydrides, these are formed or these are containing the hydride ions and the metal in the ionic lattice. Means these hydrides, they are formed by the ionic bond or the ionic lattice is present for the saline hydrides. Basically the alkali metal and alkaline earth metals, they form the saline hydride. So the next is the saline hydride. They are formed by hydride ion and the metal ion, and these saline hydrides are basically formed by alkali metals or the alkaline earth metal. Alkali metal, alkaline earth metal, and sometimes elements from the lanthanide or actinide series they form the saline hydride or the salt-like hydride. One more important characteristic is that ionic bonding is present in these type of hydrides. So we will see first how these saline hydrides they are prepared, and after that what are the different properties of saline hydride. So the first one is the preparation. So for the preparation, saline hydrides, they are prepared by the reaction between the pure metals and the hydrogen. These are prepared by the reaction between a pure metal and a hydrogen in the temperature range of 150 to 700 degrees Celsius. So, what is the reaction actually? Suppose lithium is there, it is reacting with the hydrogen at 600 degrees Celsius, then it will form the LiH, that is the lithium hydride. Then one more example is the calcium. Calcium reacts with the H2 at 150 to 300 degrees Celsius. And it will form CaH2. Okay, so this temperature, it is 150 to 300 degrees Celsius. For lithium, it is 600 degrees Celsius. So the choice of temperature, it depends on the metal, and depending on the metal, the temperature is analyzed by, or the temperature is finalized for the reaction. So for this method of preparation, all the reactions, they are exothermic in nature. That means a large amount of heat is usually evolved for the preparation of hydrides. All the reactions are exothermic ones. And along with that, the intimate contact between the two reactants is very much necessary to carry out a successful reaction. So after studying the method of preparation, the next one is the properties. So we will see what are the properties of salt-like hydrides. The first one is, all these hydrides, they are ionic in nature. Secondly, these hydrides, they conduct the electricity in the molten state. Then the third one is that these fused hydrides, they undergo the process of electrolysis, and as a result of electrolysis, metal and hydrogen, these two are separated. Metal gets deposited at the cathode and the hydrogen is liberated as an anode in the electrolysis reaction. So this is the third property, that is the electrolysis reaction. So when a fused hydride undergo the process of electrolysis, the metal and the hydrogen is separated. Metal gets deposited at the cathode and the hydrogen is liberated at the anode. This is the electrolysis reaction for all the saline hydride. So what actually takes place? MH, where M is the metal and H is the hydrogen ion or the hydride ion, undergo the process of electrolysis. M plus H minus. These ions are separated, and further M, that means your metal, it gets deposited at the cathode plus half of H2, which is liberated at the anode. So this is all about the electrolysis reaction of the saline hydrides. Now, if you consider the hydrides which are formed by the reaction of the hydride ion with the lanthanide or actinide series element, then the hydrides which are formed as a result of lanthanide and actinide series element, all these hydrides, they are non-stoichiometric in nature. Now the next thing is they undergo the thermal decomposition reaction to form a metal and hydrogen at a higher temperature. So it undergoes the thermal decomposition reaction So what is the reaction? If you consider MH, that is a metal hydride, then twice MH on heating at higher temperature up to 400 to 500 degrees Celsius undergo the process of decomposition to form metal plus H2, hydrogen is liberated. That is, it undergoes the thermal decomposition reaction. Usually the hydrides which are formed by the alkali and alkaline earth metals, these hydrides, they require higher decomposition temperature as compared to the other saline hydrides. So this is all about the different properties of the hydrides. First and most important is all they are ionic in nature. They conduct the electricity in the molten state. They undergo the process of electrolysis, and as a result of electrolysis, metal is deposited at the cathode and the hydrogen is liberated at the anode. One more important thing is, if the hydrides, they are formed by the elements from the lanthanide or the actinide series, they are non-stoichiometric in nature, and further they undergo the thermal decomposition reaction, and the thermal decomposition temperature is usually higher for the elements from the alkali and alkaline earth metal. So we will see the hydride and its decomposition temperature. So this is our next point. So for the hydrides, the first one is the lithium hydride, the second one is the sodium hydride, then the third one is the potassium hydride, then the fourth one is the rubidium hydride, and the sixth one is the cesium hydride. Okay, now what is the corresponding decomposition temperature? The first lithium hydride 550 degrees Celsius. For sodium hydride, all are in degrees Celsius, 210 degrees Celsius. Again for a potassium hydride, 210 degrees Celsius. Rubidium hydride 170, and again cesium hydride 170. So these are the different types of hydrides and the corresponding decomposition temperature. Now after having the decomposition temperature, the next point is, what are the uses or the applications of saline hydride? So we will see the uses. So generally the lithium, calcium and sodium hydrides, they are most commonly used in case of the chemical industry. They are most widely used to carry out the different organic reactions and to produce the several organic products, particularly to carry out the different reduction reaction and to produce the different organic products. Then by using the saline metal hydrides, free metals can be obtained. So free metal can be prepared by using the different types of hydride. Now the alkali and alkaline earth metal hydrides, they are particularly used for the generation of the hydrogen. So next is the generation of a hydrogen. by using the alkali or alkaline earth metal hydride. Now after this, the next is the it is used on a large scale to carry out the reduction reaction, and it is also used that is a mixture of aluminum hydroxide and the sodium to perform the manufacturing of iron. So all these are the uses of saline hydride. In the next lecture we will see the remaining type of hydrides. Thank you.